Hello and welcome to Get the Facts. It's a program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host for today, Enthros Campbell. With the hurricane season in full swing, it is crucial to stay informed about the measures that can protect our homes and communities. In this episode, we'll be diving into the important role hurricane straps play in roof construction. We'll explore how these simple yet effective tools can make a big difference in safeguarding your property against severe weather conditions. Now, here to share expert insights with us on this critical topic is Acting Director General, Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Richard Thompson. Mr. Thompson, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Always good to have you.
Yes.
Now, during the recent passage of Hurricane Beryl, several homes got damaged, the roofs, and we want to know, based on your assessments that you've seen, if some of these could have been spared if they were using hurricane straps.
Well, yes, and one of the reasons for that is a lot of the roofs that weren't classified. Well, I would not classify them as resilient roofing construction. And as part of the resilient roofing construction, hurricane straps, or what they call hurricane ties in North America, are a significant component of your roofing members.
Yes, yes.
And that helps now to anchor your entire roof to your roof plate, and also helps to anchor all your roof members, and there are a number of them, which is your rafters, your ridge board, common rafters, purlins, all those members, and also your struts. It helps to tie all those into one and make your roof member a more solid and resilient structure.
Okay.
So it helps.
Yes.
It helps significantly in terms of ensuring that your roof is in place. Because you notice that you will go into some communities after a hurricane event, and you'll see entire roofs that are taken off, and like someone just took it off the house and put it down on the ground. So your hurricane ties or your hurricane straps actually help in that, as well as your roof plate bolts that helps to anchor your entire roof structure to the building itself.
Right, that's a lot of words you're using there that I'm sure many of us do not know. Tell me about the hurricane straps. What are they exactly?
So they are simple design reinforced metal. Some of them are in just a straight piece of metal that is twisted to give it more strength, and also you might find them in U or a bent.
Okay.
So you'll get a straight piece here, and it is curved at the top. So this piece is anchored to the lower member, and this one goes up over your rafter, and then anchor in place.
Right. So are all roofs can use the hurricane strap?
Yeah. Once it's your roof that will take zinc sheeting, then you use hurricane straps. Your slab roofing is a whole different ball game, where you're putting in rebars and cement. So that's a whole different thing. But once you're putting in any kind of roof that will be using zinc type or steel sheeting, then you will have hurricane straps in play. If you have roofs that are reinforced steel members, you won't see hurricane straps. Where a lot of the steel members are welded in place. So you'll see a lot of that in warehousing construction, where you see some real large steel beams, and those is used as part of the roof member, and not necessarily with timber. So once you're going timber in terms of your roof member, then you will need to put in hurricane reinforcement, which is your hurricane straps, or otherwise called hurricane ties.
So tell us about the process of installing the hurricane straps.
So it's using screws, not nail, because nail is easily pulled out if you're having high wind to take your roof off. So you either use screws, which they are screwed in place, or you actually can drill into the roof members, that's your rafters, and use bolt. So it's put the bolt inside and use the nut on the other side to lock the bolt in place. So you can either, it goes two ways, a screw, which is a large enough screw that you screw it all the way into the timber, or you drill through it and put a bolt and lock it on the other side with a nut.
So it's very technical. So tell me.
It's because your roofing is really an engineered structure.
Yes.
So it becomes very technical, and what you have to ensure from a resilience standpoint, that you get a proper artisan, proper carpenter who is good at roofing, because not everyone is good at roofing. Because your roofing is one of your most intricate construction member of an overall building construction. And so a lot of time persons will get persons to build their roof, and then you find that the roof is leaking.
Yes.
And it takes you forever to stop the leak because the person is not.
So can you put the straps in after you?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
yes, you can.
Good,
so if you're doing retrofitting,
yes.
which we classify that as retrofitting,
yes.
you can actually put in your straps after your roof has gone in. So what we have been saying to persons is to do your checks. So for instance, a person would have purchased a home and they didn't construct it from scratch for themselves. Get someone to go through, do the checks, because there you can get into the roof through the little escape hatch in the roof, and you go up and do the check, and then you do your retrofitting.
Good. Happy to hear that. Really happy to hear that. So we think, Jen, a lot of us believe that boy straps don't make any sense. What would you tell? What would you say to us?
There are always persons who are naysayers and believe that, okay, so you're saying that this is a piece of steel will hold my roof in place. So we're saying to persons, it does. There are benefits to in terms of hurricane ties.
Okay.
But beyond that as well, there is also your roof plate bolts that actually anchors the entire roof member.
We're gonna come back to that.
To the building.
Yes. So hurricane straps do work. So let us not be saying that it doesn't make any sense. We're going to take a break now and come back with more useful information on the value of hurricane straps. Welcome back to Get the Facts. We're discussing the use of hurricane straps in roof construction with Acting Director General of ODPEM, Richard Thompson. Tell us, Mr. Thompson, how often should persons review their straps or replace their straps to ensure that they're effective?
It's a very, very good question. A roof, the lifespan of a roof is 25 to 50 years. What you want to do is you do your assessment probably every 5 years. You can do your checks, because if your metal members, which your hurricane strap is getting moisture, then it will corrode, and then once it starts, there is corrosion, it will lose the strength that it has. So it's roughly every 5 years. But if you're having severe leakage, which sometimes persons tend to have, then you would have to do your check when you're doing your repairs to your roof to ensure that those straps that you have in place have not been corroded to the point where it has weakened the overall structure of the strap itself, and then do your change. But if everything is normal, then a properly constructed roof can last 25 years and sometimes way beyond 25 years. Right. So a lot of persons, they do a purchase that house has been in play for 25 years, and they're changing the roof and the roof design. Then they're putting straps within the roof design. But beyond the strap itself, sometimes it's the type of roof that person uses that also ensure resilience. You have about 15 basic type of roofs. One of the better ones is your pyramid type hip roofs.
Right.
So if you're driving around Kingston and you see some roof, it's shaped in the form of a pyramid, those are normally the better roofs to put in terms of the roof design itself. So your hip roof or your gable roof is one of your better roof to put in place. And there's another one now that has the same pyramid type design, but it kind of taper off at the end. That's called a Dutch roof. That is good as well, but the deeper the hip, which is the slope itself, the more resilient the roof can be to wind effect.
Really? But it is not, you sound like you're talking about water on the roofs.
Well, it's not necessarily water, but your wind will blow in. So the wind is blowing and it blows into the roof. So if your roof is flat, because you do have flat roof as a part of it,
right,
the wind can get under the roof itself,
okay,
and take the zinc off. But if your roof is like this, what do you think? What normally happens? The wind blow into here, and then it goes out.
right.
So it's difficult to get under the tail itself of the zinc sheeting and to take the zinc sheeting
So, Mr.
off.
Thompson, you are really giving us some technical information. How does ODPEM help the homeowner or the person doing the construction to put proper practices in place to ensure that our roofs are safe?
Well, as part of our resilient roofing campaign, we have a manual. This date back sometimes, and we have re-engaged the process by relaunching that whole program.
Yes.
And that program came out of Hurricane Gustav in 2008.
With Strappy.
With Strappy,
Yes.
The famous hurricane strap mascot. And so we have relaunched that. We're as part of that, which was developed jointly between DFID then under ODPEM, and the Hard Trust NTA was a critical part of that really designed the whole manual to ensure that it was in keeping with code, and we have a new modern code system now. So we have rebranded that manual, and those manuals are there for distribution, where artisans, homeowners can look at that manual and look at what is required in terms of how to make their roofs resilient.
Right, but you actually have a link with HEART, and
Yes.
so people may go to HEART to get proper training.
Proper training, and also what we are saying to persons as well, ensure that when you are doing your roofing or overall your building construction, because resilience infrastructure goes beyond just resilient roofing. You have to ensure that your building itself is resilient, because Cat 4, Category 4, Category 5 winds can take down concrete structure if they are not properly reinforced. So we are saying to persons, ensure that you follow the process by going through the formal building system, where you get an architect to do your design, you submit that design in terms of the plan itself to your local authorities for approval, and then you build to your approved drawing, and you ensure that you hire and employ properly trained builders to do your construction.
Okay. So what are some of the other critical measures that we need, aside from the hurricane straps, that we need to consider when we're building or renovating?
Well, to ensure that, as I said before, you have proper artisans, that you are building to code, because there's a national code system, to ensure that you're building to code, and to ensure that you put in proper rebars, you're using your timber that is treated, because a lot of time persons will put in roofing, but they don't use treated timber, and what's going to happen? You're going to have those going over time with all those termites and those things will destroy your roof member, and then you will see a nice pretty roof, but you don't know what is happening on the inside. So you use those treated material, you ensure that you putting in wall plate bolts right around to ensure that you can anchor the roof itself to your building properly.
So persons who are building can call ODPEM to probably get some information as to how best to go about building the roof so it is safe. So
exactly. And also your local authorities, or the municipal corporation that have their building department, that have their engineers, and also the Hard Trust NTA is there as well. That has trained persons to help persons to do the necessary that will make their roofs and their building overall resilient.
So much more we have to talk about, because we haven't talked about battening down, we haven't talked about is concrete roofs always safe. There's so much more that we could talk about, but that's all the time we have, so we have to wrap here. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
For coming again, Mr. Thompson, to share with us.
Thank you.
So this has been Get the Facts, and our guest was Acting Director, Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Richard Thompson. Thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, take good care. I'm Anthros Campbell.